Welcome back, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation. INEC has released the voters register. So we have about 14 million more people registered compared to 2015, where we had about 68 million registered voters. Now we've come to about 84 million registered voters for 2019 election. So if you look at those analysis and the breakdown right there on your screen, it still shows you that the northwest region of the country has the highest number of registered voters. But the twist is that Lagos has come ahead of Kano State in the number of registered voters that we have. Southwest follows Northwest, and the Southeast region appears to have come lower this time around, with Ekiti State and Bayelsa State having about 900,000 voters registered with them. They have some of the lowest registered voters. Let's get back to the conversation, everyone, shall we? The issues of River State is also there. We get a quick legal opinion on that one. Mr. G.T. Ogunye is here with us, a lawyer in Lagos studio, and in Akure is an election analyst, Mr. Abiodun Ajijola, and from our Abuja studio, Mr. Yabagi Sani is a national chairman of the ADP and also the presidential candidate of the party. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on. Quickly, let's get your legal opinion on River State. It does look like APC is in a quagmire in that state. 39 days to the election, and yet they are here, court saying they do not have any candidates.
Yes, they're in a quagmire, and I think that in large measure, that quagmire is self-inflicted. But now that the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has given another decision, after the State High Court had given the first decision, I think that the parties can go higher on the appellate ladder and then being dissatisfied, obviously, with the decision, go and appeal and then see what's going to happen from there. However, there's a larger constitutional issue that I think that we should all put in perspective. It looks very scary politically that in an election in the state, although we're in a multi-party democracy, and you may say that the electorate has a wide range of choices, that a political party and its members, either by default or by the intervention of the judiciary, would be shut out of an election cycle. That implicates the electoral right of the electorate, because some of those candidates obviously may be their preferred candidate in the election, who they may not be able to vote for. So there are very serious, very grave constitutional implications embedded in these decisions. And I hope that the appellate court will be able to deal with all those issues and untangle them, and then within the short time that is left, do justice to the matter one way or the other.
Quickly, because I need to get your view on our major story. So they have between now and March, and we know our legal processes, before they appeal the case at the appeal court. Appeal court seems to be the next one after the Federal High Court. And maybe it might go to the Supreme Court. Do they have that time on their hands?
They may not have that time, but law is very... Law allows you to think out of the box. For example, if I'm in the shoes of the party or their candidates and all that, because both sides have lost. Both sides have lost. So
both the factions,
yes,
Magnus Abe and the Tony Code sides.
So I expect that they were able to sit down together and sort out their differences, or in the alternative, that party may then ask INEC to allow it conduct its own primary afresh. It may look far-fetched, almost impossible, but that may just be a way. And if INEC then says, no, you're out of the calendar, you can't do that, we can't bend the rules for you to accommodate you specially because of this your self-inflicted injury, they can quickly dash to the court and ask for an order of mandamus. That it will be a grave injustice, not only to our members, but to the prospective electors, to those electorate who may believe in us, if we are shut out of this process. So compel INEC to allow us organize our own primary for the purpose of bringing in candidates and all that. So it's tough, but I guess that they should know what to do in these circumstances, appeal or do something very creative and imaginative to resolve their own self-inflicted problem.
Rivers State does not only have a tough one pre-election, they always have it tough during the election and post-election. Not an easy one usually in Rivers State. Yeah. Well, let's move away from Rivers State to a more national issues. Now, let me get your view on the changing dynamics of Nigeria's politics in terms of the registered voters. Northwest still has the highest number now, followed by Southwest. And if you look at it, followed by Northeast, there are a lot of registered voters from the Northeast region. And if you look at the history of those at least 3 states in the Northeast region embattled by insurgency, the number of voters that registered there, they're enormous. From what you've seen, Lagos has the highest number of voters right now as we speak, from what INEC has released. What does this bring to you?
You know, there may be 2 ways to look at the matter. You know, some people may opine that, oh, this is the first time this is reflecting the true reality of the voting population between Lagos and Kano State and some of the other states, because people, you don't look at the mass of people concentrated in the small space of land that is Lagos, and then say, oh, Lagos is so populated, and so why should a state, Kano or any other state, have a larger voting population? So this may be one way that somebody may look at it and say, oh, this now reflecting for the first time political reality. But the other way to look at it is to say, wait a minute. In the last 4 years, there has been an unusual internal population migration in this country. From the Northeast and the northern part of the country, there's been a large number of people coming to Lagos that are regarded as a large bus stop. When that registration was taking place, even across your street here, the large number of people of northern extraction, obviously, Okada riders and all that, who massed up there to register. And when that was going on, I was taking a mental, assessment of this. And so we may just be having a situation whereby you have a changing demography in Lagos, where people from the northern part of the country may be forming a major voting bloc, just like people from the South and the Southeast in Lagos. So for me, you've seen that kind of trend, and I wasn't surprised that Lagos is now at the peak of in the voters register.
Let's ask Alhaji Yaba-Gistani. You're a candidate in this race. If you can quickly tell us, between age 18 and 35, you have about 51% of the 84 million voters. What does it tell you? And what do you think this can change in the political scenario going into 2019 elections?
Well, thank you. I believe it's an indication that change will now be taken to Aso Rock. We cannot expect change from Aso Rock. And the ingredients are already there. That is the youth, because the future belongs to the youth. And the youth are not satisfied with what is happening. More than any other any other particular group that you can think of. And I know that this country is a promise of greatness, and the greatness is in the youth. So what it's telling us is that the youth have woken up, and they are going to key into the process. They will seize this initiative. They will make sure that they prove the rest of the world, right, that what has happened in other climes like France, Canada, and if you like, you can even add maybe United States to it, that where the youth really, determined and took over the process and then got their country into the right path. I'm sure Nigerians have woken up and they're going to do the same thing. So I'm expected to be elected. I'm expecting myself to be elected come February 16, 2019.
Thank you so much,
because
Alhaji.
When you look at the other groups,
we're out of time.
Because
we need to go.
Look at it.
But I must wish you the very best in the coming days. Unfortunately, our friend Abiodun Ajijola, the network has made it difficult for us to reach out to him. He has all the energy to break down the figures for you. But we'll drag you sometimes to Lagos so that we can break this all down for you. Thank you so much, my partner tonight, Mr. G.T. Oguye. Always a pleasure having you on the program. Abiodun Ajijola, thank you for coming. And Mr. Alhaji Yaba-Gistani, presidential candidate of the ADP, thank you for coming on the show. Well, that's our program for tonight. It does look like we need to discuss this more, maybe some other time. That's it. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.